So, you know, it's a cool song, and that's a song that David wrote. And when we went into this little room, he called me to do work on some demos, and we went into this tiny room, I mean tiny, 8x8 room. And but anyway, he like, the way he works is he's very interested in the harmony of the song, and I think you notice that even in Love and the Alien, like those changes are really beautiful, and it modulates, not in a Barry Manilow way, who couldn't modulate himself out of existence if let go. We need some helium for at the end. He'll modulate into different keys, and so he's got a very good sense of harmony and then melody. That's very important, and he will just sketch out the ideas, and then he'll kind of fill in the parts later. So he would come with like a chord progression. Pretty simple, F sharp minor to D major. So we're probably in the key of A, probably. They could exist in other keys as well. I want to talk a little bit about that later on. You know, it's good to study a little bit of harmony, I think. You know, it helps it helps you to understand the music and where you can go with it, and also if you need to write another section, like what key you're in, will help you. You know, or if you go to a different key, that's also fine. But at least you know where you're going. Some things are related, some things are not. So we think it's an A, and he's playing this. It's got all the lights on. I've never seen that. What I normally do in this situation is turn it off and turn it on again. You come on back now. Okay, try that again. And the thing about this song also was, what I noticed with David, was that he had a lot of vocal changes, but the chords stay the same for a long time, you know, which is kind of nice. But I thought, well, you know, if we're going to be playing this for a long time, it might be good to have development in it, and to have, the idea was, simple notion is to have 2 or 3 different parts that I could overlay over these same chords. And in that way, if he's singing one section, I can kind of define it with a riff or a part. He goes to another section, I can play the other part, and hopefully find a way to kind of like be part of the dynamic of the song, and help it kind of sculpt it a little bit. So we have that. So Yeah. Yeah. So, I thought, I had this idea for like it's it's got a little bit of an edge to it. And also, I thought, well, it's on an open, it's on a B here, so I have an open string next to it. And I can put the E, open E in it because it's kind of F sharp minor 7, So that's the thing about the guitar too. I think it's important to, the guitar is a really great instrument, and it has its own kind of peculiarities. And sometimes, if you have an idea for a melody, you can play the melody in a lot of different places on the guitar. Whatever. So, but maybe finding somewhere that really speaks on the guitar. So I thought by using these open strings, it gives it a little bit more something. That felt good, and then I wanted something else in there. So like the idea of a little, just kind of like inside part. I liked the voicing down here. It didn't get in the way of his voice, and it wasn't like, look at me up here. It was more like down here. Don't look at me so much. So we had.